The platform, aiming to make video calls more dynamic, is seeing rapid growth with $100 million in a Series B round. Which started a year ago as a joke, helps presentations stand out with custom effects, animations, and backgrounds. And joining me now is Phil Libin, co-founder and CEO of product studio All Turtles and Phil, great to have you with me this afternoon. Talk to me. Hi. Okay, so how can you take these videos to the next level? I think we are all dying to know.
I think the main idea is that, we've all been stuck working at home for a year and a half. So we've kind of got used to this idea that video is a poor substitute for being in person, but it's really not. There's a lot of stuff that you can do on video that kind of gives you communication superpowers. So now that the world is opening back up and we can choose what to do in person and what to do on video, actually turns out there's a lot of stuff that's better on video, and we're leaning into that.
Can you show me any more superpowers in the background? I saw that one nicely come up. Kind of reminded me, by the way, of like a news tease when we see those come up for what's to come. Any other tricks?
Well, that was very much the inspiration. We started this, as you said, as a joke when just about a month into the pandemic, when we realized that everything was just boring and tedious. And I think it was because most of us just didn't know how to be effective on video. But we thought, well, not everyone sucks on video. There's entire industries like yours of journalists and comedians and entertainers that know how to be engaging on video. So what if we gave normal people those same kind of expressive tools without requiring them to have, video production crews and post editing, whatever. So yeah, we made to basically like make everyone a charismatic newscaster.
Okay. Well, now I'm worried, Phil. I don't know. Should I be concerned?
No, you should be using it.
I should be using it, perhaps. We'll have to talk after the segment. So I'm just interested to know, is it in beta? Is it live? If it is live, who is using it?
Yeah, we went live a few months ago. So on the Mac, we went live in November. So we've been around for just a few months. The whole company is just a year old, and we just released our Windows version a couple of weeks ago, and we're coming out with iOS in a couple of weeks and other platforms. And we have users all over the world. It's actually super cool. We have people using it who are literally clowns. Like there's a group of professional clowns. They're hospital clowns. They go around and they try to cheer up sick children in hospitals. And they started using during the pandemic when they couldn't make in-person visits, and now they've kept using it because it's so cool. And then at the same time, we've got Fortune 500 CEOs using it for their board meetings and their investors calls. So when you have like literal clowns and Fortune 500 CEOs using the same product kind of for the same things, I don't know, that feels pretty cool.
So I'm also impressed not only by the technology, Phil, but by your investors. So the Series B round, SoftBank, Sequoia really doesn't get much bigger than that. And I know some early backers of the company, the Instagram founders, Goldman, and then I'm reading here a variety of celebrities. I'm not sure who those celebrities would be. I hope that you'll tell me. How did you convince them to invest in your company?
Well, I think we kind of went through two phases. I think in the beginning, when we were really just getting started, we were just the first fund meeting that most people had, back in last June or July, and really when the world was pretty sad. And I think we just brought some charisma and some levity to the conversation. So in the beginning, we were just making the best of a bad situation. We were just trying to survive the pandemic, just trying to figure out how to do that. But now in the past couple of months, as the world has been reopening, as that it's been possible to kind of imagine the world post-COVID, it's actually gotten much happier because now we can imagine how much time video can save you, how being a distributed team can make your company far more productive. So we've kind of went from being, the best thing around in a bad situation to just being a really exciting thing that isn't a short-term fix. That's a permanent part of the change in the world.
Phil, what's the price?
The price?
Yes.
So it's freemium, so you can use it for free forever, and then there's a subscription that people or companies can pay for. It's about $10 a month for all of the more advanced creative features. And our philosophy on price is very much direct revenue only. So we completely stay away from advertising, from selling data, from anything that puts us in conflict with our users. We only make money in this very 19th century way of we only get paid when people or companies decide to pay us because they want to buy our product. So very old-fashioned business model for hopefully a pretty new technology.
Phil, I'm always a big supporter of the little guy, if you will, of the startups. We highlight startups every single day on this show routinely. There you go. Goodbye. You're back. Thank you. What happens if Microsoft or Slack want to do this? What's the moat around your company to protect the IP so that those larger conglomerates don't copy what you've done?
I don't think that actually happens very much. This is my 5th startup. Evernote was my 3rd. So I've kind of been doing this for a while, probably because I just don't demonstrate learning behavior. And it's actually pretty rare for a startup to fail because a big company copies you. I mean, it happens, but like there's so many other bigger risks. Like I think as a startup founder, you are more likely to get eaten by a bear than to have a company copy you successfully. The main reason that you would fail is not because someone else copied you, it's because you haven't done a very good job. So we really just need to focus on making the best product possible for everyone. And in the early days of a big platform transition, like what we're going through now, everyone is trying to figure out what's the ecosystem, who's a partner and who's a competitor. The same thing happened to us in the beginning of the smartphone age in 2007, 2008. So all of these big companies, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Cisco, Zoom, we're working with all of them. They're great partners. They want to become platforms. They want creative developers like us to build on top of their platforms, just like Apple did during the iPhone days and still does. And over the next few years, it'll settle in. So some of them will become competitors, some of them will stay partners. No one knows. It's all just a big hairball. And that's why we needed to raise this much money.
It is a competitive landscape. We've seen the social media companies copy one another, but I am rooting for you, Phil. Very cool. Phil Libin, he's the co-founder and CEO of All Turtles and